guys, Ash here, Watcher of Realms. Today we're going to go over the recent developer Q&A that went live on the Discord server just yesterday. Let's go ahead and take a look at the questions and the answers that the developers had for the community. They take these questions from the in-game suggestion ticket or channel. I have to say, I'm just going to call it how I see it, guys. I've been pretty underwhelmed by these. I've not read in advance. I've not read these questions and answers, but I've been pretty underwhelmed. Sometimes we do glean some important information, and to Moonton's credit, they've actually proven a lot better than any other developer when it comes to taking these questions and actually not just giving a response, but taking action after the fact, right? Following through on whatever the response is, as lackluster as it can seem in the moment. However, I also have to say that, again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all. I'm very cynical and critical in real life. But I just wonder how cherry-picked some of these questions can be in the past. Like, sometimes it feels like a mole or an inside man, so to speak, right? Where they're like, what do you think of this? Or, oh my God, the graphics in this game are so amazing. How can we enjoy them in higher quality? You know, like something like that, you know? And there's been other kind of weird questions in the past. So maybe I'm a little bit tinfoil hat, but let's see what this Q&A has in store for us, guys. What do you say? My inventory contains legendary hero shards from shard events like Helga, Alistair, and more recently, Ma. Some players don't finish these events. Would it be possible to have other uses for these shards? We plan on recycling the exceeded shards in the future. Is it recycling or is it recycling? Are they recycling all the old fusions to give them a new chance at those heroes? Or are they recycling the shards for something else? As much as I would love to say they're going to cycle through all of the shard events again, I actually read it the latter. I read it as we can use our shards to turn in for something else that's a lot less valuable than those heroes. But maybe I'm too cynical. How do you guys read into that? Number two, please consider, but either way, adding something for something that we don't have any utility for is generally like pretty good move. Please consider adding stretch goals to the Brave Conquest and possibly the other events. Getting Brave Conquest upgraded from 6K to 12K was a great change, but I think it would encourage more farming by adding more. For example, 1 or 2 more ancient summons every time you double your points after 12K, so 24, 48, 96, etc. This way it won't feel like wasted time and you can go beyond the 12K needed. Thanks for your feedback, provided, Commander. We'll consider adding more progressive rewards, fulfilling the needs of those particular players. Okay, fair enough. Usually when they say, we will consider, that's code word for no immediate plans, in my mind. It's not official. We are looking at this and adding a change in future updates or for versions. When they say that, I take that as like next update. Most likely there'll be something to address this issue or this feature or whatever. Okay. Hey there. I was thinking for a while. This is a good for an in-game ticket. I love the preface here. If you could do something with the extra shards from fusions, or if it would, so the same kind of question, right? I have finished Ma Fusion. There's like 100 shards. That have nothing to do with them. You know, all the best, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So basically the same question. We're planning to recycle the exceeded shards. Why would they list the same question for number 1 and 3 and the same answer? Okay, whatever. Would be nice to save multiple sets. For example, you get currently just one page when you can save, for example, DPS 1, DPS 2, and so on. But it would be cool having multiple tabs for like gear raid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can quickly swap. So basically, optimizing and going through the gear sets. I love that they did this. I love that they added this, but it's weird. Although I like a lot of the gear system in Watcher compared to Raid, I think that Raids, the way that they did their sets, that basically you can save gear sets to a specific champion as well as a global gear set. They have, I think, more options as well. I just like it a little bit better. Maybe it's just the user interface, but I think it's still a step in the right direction. They said they would notice the problem, and they're going to continue making improvements after we implement the functions to save gear sets. So yeah, still a ways to go, but we're going the right direction too. That's my take on that. Can we please get a quick unequip all heroes button? Whoa, that scares me. While a lot of players out there might not use this, higher-end Guild vs. Guild players would probably love this for messing around with their affiliate gear. I understand the concerns of some that don't want to accidentally press it. That's the first thing that I thought of. Okay, what do they say? Improvements like this have some negative consequences, and we will thoroughly analyze this issue before implementing improvements, aka they'll never do it. That's the code word, code phrase here. I'm glad. Maybe some of you guys let me know. Of course, I'm sure you will in the comments. Maybe you would like this, but I would never. It sounds like a nightmare to me. I would be so petrified that I would click it, and I would never want to unequip all my gear from all of my heroes. Okay, question number 6. A frustrating bit of game design for Mouton's part is that the healers in this game are the most difficult to gear. He basically goes on to say that the required Ascension materials are the only sets that require Ascension materials from gear raids. Goes on and basically says they have no main stats or issues with main stats, HP and attack percentage. You're basically stuck hoping to get lucky with subpar Warlord, Immortal Warrior, Ancient, and the existence of which is a problem in its own right. Please fix healing gearing. Give their sets bonuses more meaningful benefits. Okay, our healing sets will have more varieties and attributes with stats. Brand new healing sets are also on their way here. So that, I would take it to the bank. Take it that they're actually going to work on healing sets. It's weird. Now that he says it, it seems super, super obvious that he's absolutely right. But I've never really thought to myself, healers suck at gearing. I think it's mainly the gearing stats are sometimes rather ambiguous, especially for new players around healers in this game. Do I want healing effect? Do I want attack speed? Do I want just their healing stat? How much do I have to consider damage and or whatever else they bring to the table? Like obviously in niche cases like an Artemis or whatever, right? So they can be maybe not just difficult to gear, but also some of the more confusing in terms of what stats you're going for out there, especially for newer players in the game. Question 7. Please rethink the range of the attack, of the new Demon Soldier. It will break the game in Guild vs. Guild. Seriously, it won't be too hard to imagine that it will kill all strategy in GVG. Improve your test squad. We can confirm there's no substantial increase in the Demon Soldier's victory rate. Okay, I'm gonna plead ignorant here, guys. I've been slacking big time, as my guild will tell you, on Guild vs. Guild. It sucks, but I honestly, I'm just gonna be real. It was just like when I had to make some time cuts in my play on a daily basis, just with the holidays coming up and a lot going on in life. Like the first thing that I kind of dropped was Guild vs. Guild. Am I wrong? Do you guys disagree? I think conceptually it's pretty cool, but I don't know. It's the one thing that I just haven't played enough of lately. So with all that said, I don't know about the new Demon Soldier's victory rate. They basically say that the win rates are fine, so we won't make any changes. What is this broken Demon Soldier, though? Let me know in the comments below, guys. Question 8. Non-exclusive healer artifacts are very disappointing in terms of power boost and overall effect on team composition. Please buff Orb of Euphoria to provide a plus a 100 attack speed, not 30, and the end game 30 attack speed is not enough to make a difference. Alternatively, make so the Orb of Euphoria's permanent increase the healer's attack speed by 100 and allies' attack speed by 30. Wow. I mean, I trust any endgame players, information better than mine, or opinion rather, but that seems like a massive buff, but maybe he has a point. What do you guys think? I don't have a strong opinion on that one. He says that we'll explore feedback or they say they'll explore feedback and implement it based on data reports. Kind of a non-answer there. Please increase the amount of gold coins we get from the guild quests by at least double. We have 3 priority buys now and won't be able to buy them all weekly. The drop rate of guild point coins will be adjusted. We are considering increasing the drop rate. Okay. That sounds like good news to come there. Please remove mythic and legendary extracts from summoning rewards. Replace them with reroll hammers. You will be able to obtain more gear recasting hammers in the future. Okay. To me, that seems like, okay, we're adding new content with more recasting hammers. Not we will replace mythic and legendary extracts with them. 11. Add 2x drop for Mithril, same as experience and gold bonus. Mithril rate is too low, and at least it would make more sense to grind AMR otherwise. We will need to check the consumption of Mithril before considering making these changes. Basically, I take this as kind of a non-answer. Not a non-answer, but I take this as a we won't make any changes. Because like for some of these answers, some of these questions, they actually do go in, they provide data. For example, the new Demon Soldiers victory rate is fine. We're not going to make any changes. Whereas here they say we'll need to check the consumption data of Mithril before considering making any changes. I kind of look at that as a no-go. Question 12, chance to get Awakening Stones, Invocation Stones, and Still Crystals in Nightmare Boss should be increased as much as blood points over 50k. There used to be an increase in the chances, they say. Further adjustments may need to be implemented according to the observed results. There used to be an increase in the chances. I think maybe lost in translation here. They're saying that they've already made an increase in the chances and now they're just kind of analyzing. Hell, I'm going to just say it here, at risk of pandering to everybody. I would also really appreciate the more scarce rewards, from Guild Boss, right? Like, I think it's, I agree with him. It does seem very scarce, very sparse. Like very few and far between. I get these resources are very powerful, but still it does feel like, at least in my experience, it feels like not once a month, like once a year type thing, sometimes. The 5-star psychic power problem keeps growing worse. We very much need something to do with them besides collecting more. Please consider allowing us to exchange them for other resources. One idea would be exchange them for gold awakening coins, or maybe 1 power per 5 coins, or upcoming unpolished soul stones. Maybe give some flat exchange rate of 100 to blah, 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 blah. They say, currently, players are in need of 5-star psychic powers. Further discussions could be done regarding this matter. Okay, I was a little bit surprised by this. Is this just like a whale problem right now? Because, and it's not, is it even a problem? Because I'll be real with you guys, I have quite a few 5-star psychic powers, but I've also done a hell of a lot of summoning, way more than your average player. And I've never seen people in the comments complaining that like this is an issue that bothers them and they want far less 5-star psychic powers. My actually, in their answer, players are in need of them would be my guess, right? So you let me know if I'm wrong there. I would like to see more exclusive artifacts in the shop for purchase the way Zillitu was, preferably Hex. That's it. The means to obtain exclusive artifacts have been increased. We'll keep an eye out to see if the additional increases are required. How do you guys feel about exclusive artifacts? That was a question that they addressed on the previous dev Q&A as well. A lot of players upset about them, basically adding another layer of hard to get RNG on top of a hero that is already hard to get RNG. I can kind of see both sides. I hate to ride the fence on it, but I guess if I had to choose, I would keep hero exclusive artifacts as long as they're randomly going to show up in the shop, like as long as they're going to be accessible, right? I don't know. Let us customize our commander to give it a personal look and show the character. Okay, so show different ways. They said they're already making new plans and new designs. So kind of like skin, or you mean like messing with the eyebrows and stuff, I would be in favor of like more diverse skins, I feel like these games add skins and they very seldomly like add new skins, but it might just be me. At a certain point, there's not much to do on a daily basis anymore in Watcher of Realms, besides add a new storyline or new manageable challenges, anything that allows us to actually go play the game and not just wait to have sufficient energy to gear raid again. The story could have a gem harvesting direction, they say. The answer: we're undergoing development of new storylines and challenges. Please stay tuned. Okay. Lust Event was a great marker for balancing difficulty. We just need more end-game exclusive content, says the questionnaire. The answer is, we currently have plans that are closely related. However, we are focusing more on the campaign modes and designs. Okay. Hard to read a ton into that. Lust Event. So basically, instead of event, they're focusing on more endgame content as it pertains to campaigns. Okay. Add a nightmare option for all old campaign missions. Add a nightmare option for all old campaign missions to do normal, hard, and expert missions again. Normal modifier, 5 units only, 5 units. Okay, so they go in the modifiers. Where's the answer? The answer is the challenge mode of the campaign is being developed. So challenge mode basically allowing you to go in as the asker of the question per se goes and just says, okay, going in there and deciding how you want to play and having that flexibility at any time in terms of difficulty and missions farming. Okay, that's cool. Question 20. Valderon and Carnelian interaction with Soul Essence is broken. When Valderon receives failed damage, instead of it takes Soul Essence, it just applies Fallen to Karma stacks to Valderon. Okay, so requesting a fix, a bug fix on Valderon, either that or a buff, a straight up buff. They say they make assessments when designing these mechanics. So it was as intended, it's not a bug, is how I read that. Considering the balancing of the complexity of the mechanics, we chose not to make Soul Essence prioritize Karma of the Fallen. Okay, so we will consider changing how this works if it needs buffing in the future. Well, I don't have Valderon, but everything I see, everything I hear, everything that, yeah, like all the gameplay I've seen on him, I think he's going to be just fine. What about you guys? That being said, I don't have him, so I'm a bit ignorant on the topic, but he's a beast, you know? Question 21. If the new Nightmare Lord is going to be a fighter, that seems like a huge oversight, as the Nightmare faction is already overrun by fighters. I suggest making a new Nightmare Lord either a support or a mage, as they are all severely lacking in those departments. They say the next Nightmare Council Lord is being developed, but mage heroes will be added to the Nightmare Council. Okay? I don't know. I have no inside knowledge if the Lord is going to be a fighter or not. The fact that they say it's going to be a Lord and being developed, but then they say, but major heroes will be added, makes me think that maybe it is going to be a Lord fighter in the Nightmare faction. Okay. It is weird. There's it's super noticeable, but I think it's by design that a lot of factions are really missing crucial roles. Kind of like Nightmare with a lot of ground units and Star Piercers with a lot of platform units, right? So I don't think it's necessarily designed to be perfectly balanced in that regard. But it would be nice to still at the very, add a few options out there. And it sounds like they're going to do that eventually with mages and Nightmare. It would be fun to have a volume control on the Windows client. They have it in the settings. Okay, I've never played with volume ever on my PC. No limits on friendship points, so you can save them for when you want to. I do find that the friendship points are pretty tedious. I'm always getting full, and then I always have to spend them, and I'm always getting next to nothing for them. I don't know. That's my experience. They say it was not our initial expectation to influence the tournament rankings with friendship points. So it seems like I misunderstood the question here. No limit to friendship points. You can save them for, I don't know. Maybe I didn't. Maybe they misunderstood the question. I'm not sure. There are two kinds of ultimates, manual and auto. The auto is triggering automatically when reach the required rage and ready to use. You can use the manual if you want, but sometimes you never use it in any run as it's not worth it. For example, you don't need Allura's invisibility the whole run, so you don't use it. Also, when you're able to switch on the champ, use the manual ultimate straight away when it's ready, so the manual ultimate casting could be implemented into Guild vs. Guild, which means you could have 3 options when deploying a champ that has a manual ultimate. Number 1 is auto switch. When the manual is ready, the champ is using it straight away. Number 2 is manual switch. The champ will use their ultimate when any opponents is in their range. And number 3 is ultimate off. The champion will use their ultimate, will never use their ultimate in Guild vs. Guild. With these options, the Guild vs. Guild defenders would be able to be variable in their defenses. Thank you for providing the feedback. Further assessments will be, needed, since this may heavily impact player experiences. I don't know, call me crazy, but I really agree with this. Forget just Guild vs. Guild. I kind of like the idea. At first, I was like, I'm not sure about this, But then when I read the actual options, I mean, in the arena, I can think of so many areas where, yes, I don't want somebody burning through an ultimate when there's nobody in range or whatever it may be, So I would love some ultimate customization on the auto. Playtest option, and plus, I mean, we've all been there where we spend painstaking time optimizing a run, and then you play the recorded run and it just goes all the crazy because there's other RNG elements and variables in a battle, especially in PvP. Playtest option for Semra Boss, like we have with Drake's Chasm, please. Thanks for the feedback. We are now making the related options. Cool. Good morning. Please add the Arabic language to the game, okay? We will make improvements and, okay, great. Non-answer. Why not add a pity time indicator for all to see? We will consider implementing this in future updates. At the moment, you may check your summon details in the summon section. I would love a visible pity timer as well, because I think they want you to feel like, I don't think they want it to be like front and center, a pity timer, because I think they always want players to feel like they're right on the cusp of getting a legendary. All they got to do is summon a few more, you know? So I don't see them actually doing that, but we'll see. Maybe I'll be wrong. Add a quick way to reliably and reasonably get an additional 100 gleaming meteorites every week so we can do a 10 pop weekly. Perhaps add them as a potential bonus to AMR. Maybe have them in the arena lot pool, or have somewhere in the Awakening shop in the Epic Awakening tokens. The Gleaming Meteorites is an item that is designed to be hard to obtain, so we'll consider doing it, aka we won't do it. More ways to earn guild coins, please, they say. Response, we will consider adding more ways to obtain guild coins in future events in some shop sections. Well, there we have it, guys. Those were that was the dev Q&A. Every single question asked and answered. A little bit of my opinion sprinkled in. What about you guys? What do you think about this? To me, nothing jumped out the page as, oh my God, this is insane. But, you know, pretty good updates. It's always good to kind of check in to see what answers or what questions the community is asking. And to my point at the opening of the video, what questions they're choosing to put out there to answer, and of course their answers to said questions. Guys, give me your feedback in the comments below. Thank you for watching all the way till the end, and as always, take care, guys.